Good morning, Capricorn, and welcome to my channel, Hoodie Priestess Tarot Witch. My name is Jodine. If this is the first time you're visiting this channel, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Capricorns. We're going to read for you today. And I'm just taking a moment now to sit and open the channel. And we're going to bring messages in for Capricorn. In my mind, I'm seeing bubbles of light or something, bubbles of light going upwards in regular intervals. I wonder what that's about. It's pretty. Capricorn, Capricorn earth sign. Capricorn, we're going to begin with the Earthcraft Oracle for you and draw an oracle card, and then we'll do 3-card draws with clarifiers with tarot, and we'll end with an oracle. So let us begin for Capricorn, bringing messages through for Capricorn. And this is a timeless reading, so you may approach it at any time. I'm not dating this one. And hopefully it will have meaning for you when you need it. Capricorn. I hope Capricorn is having a good week. Here we have a card fall out. What is it? Run with Wolves, number 24. Run with wolves. All right. Let's see what it says. It's number 24. So if you would add 2 and 4 together, that would be 6. I always think of 6 as the number of love, as in divine and unconditional love. 6 could also be the number of fixing things. From snowy peaks and midnight forests and across vast distances, let me hold it up for you. And across vast distances, wolves howl, not just to the moon spirit, but to communicate their location and issue warnings. Wolves are fierce, loyal pack animals who are excellent at managing relationships that serve the greater good. Their packs function in similar ways to many human families. They rely on one another for food, safety, shelter, knowing instinctively that there is strength in numbers. However, as in human families, it's not uncommon for one wolf to be aggressive toward another in the pack or to separate from the group for a while. Occasionally, a wolf feels the need to seek a new pack and new place to call home in order to thrive. Run with Wolves commonly comes to you when you are questioning your relationships and interactions with others. As you become more aware of your emotional needs, you might find that familiar relationships, even those with family, no longer align with your soul. Additionally, this card could mean that you have lost pieces of yourself and what is important to you, prioritizing the desires of others over your own. It may be time to consider whether or not you've been running with the wrong pack. Could it be time to strike out on your own into the wilderness to find something better? It could also mean that you must find your voice and lovingly create better boundaries in your relationships. All right. We'll go and stand that card up there now and see if it resonates throughout the reading. Oftentimes it does, not always. And I'm going to take the Enchanted Forhaxa deck. If you have been watching me, you know this is a brand new deck that I've been breaking in. If you're new to the channel, this is the Enchanted Forhaxa deck created by M.J. McCullinane, and it is based on fairies and mermaids. All right, for Capricorn, let's draw 3 cards for Capricorn, please. 3 cards in a timeless reading for Capricorn. Please show us Capricorn. Thank you. I'm going to shuffle for jumpers. For Capricorn, please. We have 1 flipped over here in the deck. We have the 4 of fire. It's interesting that the Earthcraft Oracle would be talking about the packs that you might be running in. Is it time to switch a pack? Is it time to set boundaries with others? It would talk about family situations. This is a card that is about our happy communities or happy families. It's about feeling as though we belong, being among kindred souls where we're always welcomed and where we're always understood and accepted unconditionally, and feeling at home. And it's, you know, it's community. It could be a family that we're talking about, but it also could be a larger network than that. So that idea is coming up here again. All right, so that's your first card. Let's see what else comes out now, Capricorn. For Capricorn, please. This deck is relatively new and fairly large. For Capricorn. What else do we have? Looking at family, looking at community. This is the 9 of Earth. It's the 9 of Pentacles. Now, this is a card generally associated with single women. It could be single men too. And it's the card of the woman who has chosen not to marry, but she's done very well for herself over her lifetime. This card often comes up in my Capricorn readings. Oh, I bet there's somebody out there who's been listening to me for a while. It's the person, you know, you've heard me say this before. She does well for herself, even though she's not married. She manages her resources very well and works very hard. And then in her old age, she is well-to-do. She's comfortable. The card also asks some deeper questions. Do you have everything you need? Do you also have everything that you want? If you have foregone relationships to build finances, are you satisfied with that? The card also asks us to think about the ways in which we become entrapped by the possessions and the property and the bank accounts and all the things that we work really hard on to make us feel secure. Can they in turn trap us? You know, ways in which we can get stuck with that. Interesting cards for you, Capricorn. Okay, 1 more card and then we'll draw clarifiers. For Capricorn, we have the Page of Air. This would correlate to the Page of Swords if you are familiar with card meanings. And the page could be a young person in your life, but the pages are usually messengers, so I'm going to ask, what is the message of the Page of Swords for Capricorn? Please, what's the message for Capricorn of the Page of Swords? Well, we have 2 cards here. The 10 of Fire and the Sun. Okay, so the 10 of Fire would correlate to the 10 of Wands, and this is the one who's carrying a heavy burden. You can see this one's got a basket on her back. and it's full of burning wands. Usually the wands aren't burning in the card, but that does add some intensity to it. I love it. And then we have the sun, heavy Leo energy there. Is there a Leo in your life prominently? Capricorn, are you working very hard at something? Are you carrying a heavy burden of some kind? Do you feel? The specific page of air. Air is the suit of the mind. Are you carrying a lot of thoughts around? Do you have something heavy weighing on your mind? Are your thoughts trying to reveal something to you? I mean, now this is heavy Leo energy, but it's also, if we forget about Leo, I don't know if there's a Leo in your life or Leo in your chart, maybe, maybe not. This might have meaning in that way. But aside from that, this is the sun, of course. And when the sun is out, nothing can hide in the shadow. The sun is like revelations. The sun is, it shines a light on things. It reveals things to you. Is there something weighing heavy on your mind that needs to come out into the light, that you need to pay more attention to? Okay. Otherwise, these are the wands of passion. Well, this is also a 10, so if you are carrying a heavy burden, and physically, if you are doing physical heavy work, watch out for your neck and your spine and those places that bear weight. But it could also be of the mind, because we have the page here, and it could be something that we feel passionate about, and it could also be something we feel very determined about, like we're working really hard, but we are determined to see it through to the end. Okay, so there's a whole lot of messaging in that little clump right there. What's on the bottom of our deck is another 10. Now this is a rough 10. Oh, this is the 10 of air, correlating to the 10 of swords in other decks. So you can see the poor fairy's had her wings removed, nailed to a tree. There's a bloody handprint, and I always think there's some crucifixion imagery going on here, or stigmata. Is it stigmata or sigmata? I think it's stigmata, when someone physically experiences the crucifixion. I'm having my coffee. I may edit out that the microphone will pick up the sound of me swallowing. So you may see editing where I've taken that out. Okay, let's use the Tarot of the Abyss to draw clarifiers for Capricorn. Show us, please, the Four of Fire. We've got happy community. We've got a happy community, but then we've got one that's on her own. Well, you could be single and in a happy community. Oh, we have a card come out to us. All right, what do we have? We have 3 cards come out to us. The Four of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. The Four of Swords here, the Seven of Wands, the Ace of Wands. This is another card of Leo. I'm really thinking there might be some Leo prominent in somebody's life here. Maybe a Leo person, maybe Leo in your chart. So in our happy family, we can rest easy. Generally, we can rest easy and have peace of mind, but right now there's some feeling of like you have to defend yourself, or feeling defensive, and something that you want to say in your family. So there is some strife in your happy community right now, and you're carrying a heavy burden. I wonder if it's a heavy burden of things you need to say that you're not saying. Are you bottling things up, Capricorn? We have 9 of Earth. This is the person who's on their own. Are you going off when you're off on your alone time, when you're on your own? Are you feeling like there's something that you need to say to the people around you? Are they infringing on your boundaries somehow? Are they overstepping your comfort zones? Are you in a place where you're feeling like you need to move on? We do have the card of conversation here. And this would be a passionate conversation, being that it's a wand card. Please show us clarifiers for the Nine of Earth for Capricorn. Please, Nine of Earth for Capricorn. Nine of Earth for Capricorn. Three of Pentacles. So this is a group. This may be a work group that we're talking about. Getting more specific about that group that we're in. Or it may be people who you lean on for support. Or it could be people that we're working with. Show us the Nine of Pentacles, please. The Nine of Pentacles. Do you feel like you're standing alone in a group? Chariot. So there is some, this is the card of Cancer, by the way. Is there some, do you feel like you're being trod over, roughshod? Is somebody trampling over you? Or do you feel, why am I hearing in my mind that you have an issue with somebody or an issue with something that the group is working on in some way? But you're being told to move on from it, and there's some contention there. People want you to get over something, or they want you to move on from something, and you're not ready to move on from it. You feel like it hasn't been resolved. I'm just hearing that message in my mind. Maybe there is, yeah, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe you're not ready to move on from something yet, or it hasn't been resolved. And so there's some stubbornness, and there's some demand that something gets done faster than it is getting done, and there's some resistance. Okay, because this is the fastest card in the tarot deck, but this is one of the slowest cards. So we're getting some juxtaposition here. There is some friction. Okay. Rope burn. When I look at this, do I feel rope burn, which is hot and it hurts? You feel like you're going it alone. The group wants you to move along or get over something, but you're not ready to. You don't feel as though it's been resolved. And you are carrying this burden, and I think you're carrying it alone. There's something that you feel needs to be settled, and the rest of the group doesn't feel like it's an issue, or they feel like it has been settled, or they're not placing importance on it, or something. There's friction. Show me clarifiers, please, for this trio. 10 fire, sun, page of air. For Capricorn, please. For Capricorn. Yeah, you may be thinking about changing your pack, your wolf pack. There's contention. Okay, yeah, there's contention. Here's the broken heart. Here's the Three Swords in the heart. The betrayal. It's betrayal. 10 of Swords is betrayal. You feel betrayed. It's treachery. You're trying to get somebody's attention. They're not paying any attention to you. That's what the Four of Water is. Somebody's too self-absorbed, or they're just not. You're asking for somebody to pay attention to something. They're not doing it. In your group, here we have the Three of Water, which is a group of friends celebrating, but we also had back here the three. No, that was the Four of Fire. Oh, yeah. The Three of Pentacles. This is a group working. Yeah, somebody doesn't want to pay attention to. You feel like something needs to be resolved, and the other people in the group are. Either the whole group is not paying attention to what you want them to pay attention to, or someone in that group. And it's causing some hard feelings. And I think we're headed for an unhappy ending here if all things remain the same. Please show me more clarifiers for Capricorn. The last trio of cards in the spread. Yeah. Yeah, the Five of Pentacles. You feel like, you really do. You feel like they are not taking you seriously. You feel like you've been pushed out to the boundary or pushed out beyond the boundary. Alrighty. Do I need to see another card? I kind of feel like I don't, but let's have it. One more card. One more card. I can feel the contention here. For Capricorn. One more card. We have, yeah, it's the Three of Swords. You have gotten the Three of Swords twice. Okay, so let me explain. In the Tarot of the Abyss, they, in this deck, made 2 Three of Swords cards, and they also made 2 Ten of Swords cards. You have gotten both of the Three of Swords cards, and at the bottom of the deck, you've gotten the Ten of Swords, so you've gotten some rough cards here. Why did they make 2 Three of Swords? So one is the actual act of being betrayed or brokenhearted or whatever has happened. You've also got some threes, quite a few threes on the table. I want to talk about that. And then you've got, so this is the actual act of, oh, you stabbed me in the heart. This is the after effect of being stabbed in the heart. And you can tell it's a time of learning from that experience. It's a time down the road when you've had time to process it. So either you are still thinking about, you're carrying a heavy load of thoughts, I would say, about something that already has happened and you're still thinking on it. Either that or this reading is asking you, Capricorn, to think about the time down the road when you have distance from this and you are processing what you've learned from going through these experiences. Because these are, you know, when you get into the 3 and the 10s of swords in these decks, now you're dealing with experiences that are pretty rough. They're things that you don't get over very easily. It takes a while. They're almost like heavy, soul-shifting experiences. Like they really hurt, but they put us through all kinds of changes. And when we go through those changes, we actually develop so much. And we develop new skills, and we develop new ways of thinking, and we develop new experiences for our toolbox that we probably never will have this same experience again, because not that it won't arise, but we will be so educated on how to deal with it when it does. These are the things in our life that really shape us. And, you know, we can even get quite old and still be having these experiences. So your age doesn't save you from these developmental things. Yeah, look to the future. I think you're going through the hard time right now, and this deck is asking you, it's asking somebody out there to look to the future and know that there is a time when you're going to get beyond the hurt of it, like beyond the initial stab in the heart. And it will be the time when you've had plenty of time to have thought through this and looked at it from all different angles. And just the act of doing that, it's time. It does really, it develops us as a human. It's not nice. And this is going to cause you, whether or not you want to leave your 4 of Fire network. Is it time to move on? Is it time to find a new place? So let me talk a minute now about the threes. We have 3 of Pentacles. We have 3 of Swords, both of them. We have that twice. Is there another place where there's a 3? All these 3s indicate some sort of interference. Another person is fucking with you. Or there is some situation where somewhere I saw the 3 of Cups. Where was it? Yeah. That was down in the deck. There's another 3. Very prominent 3s. If you're in a situation where, like, somebody could be talking about you behind your back and saying nasty things. Somebody could be undermining you, being nasty. I mean, that's what these cards are. I hate it. I hate to say that. Somebody in your group is being nasty to you, Capricorn. And you are feeling like you're being pushed out. Oh, it's really nasty. Just thinking about it, I can just feel the nastiness of it. And you are very much thinking, is it time? Is it time to move on? You know, this can be a card about travel too. Actually, it's a card about entrepreneurism. It's a good card for the small businessman, but you know, it's also a card of looking into the future. It can be a card of travel. Well, what kind of travel? You know, like physical travel or emotional travel, getting some distance, moving to a new place. We confronted that right off the bat. Okay, Capricorn. And I feel like I'm reading for more than one situation. It is a similar situation, but I'm reading for a group that is at different places. Like some of you are just entering this situation. For some of you, it's a situation in the past. For some of you, you're still processing it, but it's not the initial hurt anymore. Some of you are months, maybe a couple years down the road, but you're still learning from this. Okay? And I'm sorry you're going through this, but you know what? We all do, and it sucks. I'm gonna read the it sucks, but it makes us it rounds us out as souls. But you know, I often ask the question too, geez, did I need all that extra knowledge? The powers that be thought you did. Okay. Oh, poor Capricorn. Okay. Let's see what the Urban Crow has to say. Urban Crow, please give us some good insight for Capricorn. They're going through a rough time. They're being betrayed in their circle of network or community or family that should support them. There's something nasty going on there. All right, for Capricorn, please, for Capricorn. Oh, it sucks. Okay, here we go. What do we have for Capri? What do we have for Capricorn? Oh, come on. Something. There we have one thing. Do we have anything else for Capricorn? We have abundance. We have nature. And we have bond. Wow, what a beautiful card. Looks like a powerful, beautiful card. Okay, I'm going to read through these for you, dears. Here we go. It's number 1, number 32, and 6. So number 1 is a new beginning. 32 would reduce to 5. 5 is the number of disruption and change. It can be an uncomfortable number, but 6 is the fix, right? We talked about 6 right away. We started with 6, 24, 2 and 4 are 6, and the last card in our reading is also 6. So if you want to look up 6 as a soul or angel number, it might be a good day for that. I think of 6 as being the number of love and the number of fixing things. All right, let's start with number 1 here. If you see editing, it's just me taking out time, swallowing sounds, and paging through time. Okay, here we go. The crows on one side of the bay know that the cannery is a source for a steady but easy meal, making gathering food an effortless task. And as a result, they spend their days enjoying their location. However, the crows who reside on the other side of the bay, where food is scarce, find searching for food much more difficult, and as a result, much of their days are spent focused on survival. The crows who do not live on the cannery side of the bay are unaware that an easy food source exists just a short distance away, nor do they have the time or energy to waste exploring areas further away. Abundance brings a reminder that there is a place where you too will find a myriad of possibilities. Focus your energy and attention on not what you lack, but what you know is out there waiting for you. Let your intuition be your guide. Abundance may appear if you need a reminder that from your current position, you might not see what is out there waiting for you. Of course, most of the time, this card represents a positive outcome. However, because these crows can be a bit cheeky, the meaning could very well indicate an abundance of something less favorable, such as the abundance of water in your basement. Oh no, are any of you living in a flood zone? Because there's a lot of that about too. Something here reminded me of this. Look to your future, look to expansion, okay? All right, let's look at nature, number 32. This is pretty. I love the lights and the flowers, and it is our connection to nature that fills our spirit and reunites us with divine energy. Living in a city full of concrete buildings, it can feel as though Mother Nature resides so far away. But she is here in the grass that sprouts up in the cracks on the sidewalk, in the overgrown empty lots, in the birds that mingle with us in the park. All we need to do is look and we will find that connection. Nature asks you to see the evidence of divine energy that is all around you, regardless of the landscape. When nature appears, it may also indicate that you are long overdue for some outside time. Take this as a cue to go for a walk, head out into a park, or go to the beach. New ideas and inspiration will come through connecting with nature. Okay, so there's something out there that is waiting for you. There's a thought or an idea that will come to you when you can back away from this, what do I want to call it, conundrum that you're going through. Take some steps away from it. Get out among nature. I think that is a really good idea. I think it's good advice for me too. All right, let's look at bond. Aside from a few casual swingers, generally male, crows and ravens mate for life. Bond represents a karmic relationship, a connection that goes beyond our everyday existence. Whether it is a relationship to a person, a career, a place, or a hobby, this soul-level connection is deep and strong. You can feel it course within your veins. Bond creates an energy that pulls you closer to where you need to be and will tug back when you get too far away. When you draw the bond card, use this as an opportunity to focus on areas of your life that feel deeply connected, because it is here that you find your strength to push forward. or conjure the enthusiasm needed to reach a goal. Interesting. That's for somebody. That's for somebody, and it sort of runs counter to what the reading was. But maybe not. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe there's an angle that I'm not seeing. There's always an angle that I can't see. Okay, here, this was on the bottom of the deck. I'm not going to read it because we're already over 30 minutes here. But just so you know. And this is 19, so 1 and 9 is 10. Well, 10 is all an ending and a beginning. It's the Alpha and the Omega. Okay, Capricorn, I hope that was meaningful to you. If it was, I would love to know. Okay, and thank you very much for supporting this channel. I appreciate you, and until I see you again, bye-bye.